We back, everybody. We finna blow your mind away now. I don't even want to talk too much. Share this with him, my brother.
Man, I got into a discussion with a person at one of my job posts about a week ago, and he was a white man, and we were talking, and it's when people are at an awakened state, when two people of different races can be on the same conscious level and know what's going on this planet. So I was talking to this dude, and basically I was telling him, if Hillary gets in office, or if Jeb Bush gets in office, or if it's Obama's third term, either way, there's going to be martial law. Black people are going to be rounded up, and there's going to be an extinction, basically, of black people in America. And he brought up a very good point. He said he believes it's going to be Jeb Bush in 2016 because war, you have to understand, war is a huge, huge business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So these people are planning the 2 to 10% at the top of the financial bracket in this world. They're planning for them to skyrocket, you know what I mean, with their yearly profits. They're going to skyrocket with their wealth. And World War III is going to cause society to you're either going to be in a working slave class, okay, or you're going to be at the top 10%. There's going to be no in between. The only in between, people, is your own land on your own area of the earth, and you got your own survival material.
And hopefully you're isolated.
Exactly. And it's just it's amazing, man, because if Obama's third term happens, the race war and civil war will be sparked first. What me personally, what I think is going to happen is they may try to assassinate Obama, blame it on a racist KKK member to invoke martial law. Then when Jeb Bush gets in office in 2016, he's going to take over. And he's going to say, okay, black people, you had a black president that looked like you for not only one, but 2 terms. And you allowed him to do nothing but just be black. So from that moment on, this government, you think black people are catching hell now? Wait till 2016.
I really believe it.
Wait till 2016. And also to invoke that situation in 2016, just like the last Bush who was in office, his brother, Jeb Bush, is going to bring about an economic collapse in 2016. I believe one of 2 options is going to happen in our near future. We're either going to have Obama's third term as chancellor of the world under martial law, under the whole nation, or what I really think is going to happen is we're going to have Jeb Bush come in office 2016 November, the next election. But what they would do to shake things up is, like I was saying, they're going to hire somebody to take Obama out and make it look like it was an act of racism to get the whole United States populace in a state of pandemonium and chaos, to where there would have to be martial law and there would have to be government assistance. See, people, they're gonna force us to seek their assistance. That's what they're all about. Creating the problem and then going in and solving it. That's called the Hegelian dialect, I believe.
Or crisis creation.
Yeah.
Right.
And so basically, after Obama would get taken out, they would do the martial law thing. Any black person caught rioting or looting or protesting would be shot on sight or dragged into a FEMA camp. When after that, I believe Joe Biden would take office until it was time for the next election of 2016. When Jeb Bush gets in office and gets inaugurated, okay, going into that summer, there's going to be an economic collapse, either a terrorist attack or just the economic collapse that'll make the one in 2008 look like Disneyland, okay? Everything would shut down completely. It would be more complete pandemonium and chaos. And like I said, no matter your skin color, looters, rioters, or whatever would be rounded up, chipped, and put in FEMA camps, man. And also, Jeb Bush is also going to bring about World War III, okay? And he's going to consider people like me and my brother here, everybody who's tuning in and listening, we're all going to be considered terrorists, and I'm going to be considered a cult leader. We're going to be considered cult leaders in the future.
They've done it plenty of times in the past.
Because they have to label you. You have to understand, this is the matrix. This reality that the beast, the reptilians and the draconians have set up is nothing but a matrix, a mind control matrix. That's all it is. And the more we stay in tune to the beast and what he puts in front of our eyes, man, the further back we're going to keep backtracking and keep devolving. And our DNA has to hit 13 strands by the year 2020, man, or else we're going to be hexed and we're going to be trapped. And we're going to be caught in that figure 8 and keep being projected into reincarnation, man. Our ancestors, the whole thing about Egypt, man, is they knew how to get out. They knew how to keep evolving. You see what I'm saying? That's why they have Green Beret members guarding the pyramids, certain monolithic structures in ancient civilizations in the Middle East. This is why they'd rather shoot you and shoot your brains out than to let you see what's going on in Area 51. Think very carefully about that. If you had a girlfriend who'd rather shoot you in the head than to let you see what she was hiding in her phone, what in the hell makes you think this government is for you if they'd rather shoot you in the brain than to let you see what they're hiding at Area 51?
They hiding something real deep, baby.
People, you know what it is? It is the answer to get our souls away from this 666 Matrix third dimensional prison that we're trapped in right now, man.
And
that's what it's for.
Listen, y'all, we're gonna do some videos in the future where everything we talking about, we're gonna go real deep into detail with a board up there to show you exactly what we talking about, because many of you may be skeptical because this is new to y'all, people. You want to know what's been hid from the people, the most bizarre something sound, the more you need to study it.
Exactly. You gotta keep growing, man. As soon as you learn the knowledge, you can't just stop there. You gotta keep going and going and going, man. It's like I see some people talking about they're on this higher knowledge tip. Shit, you still bumping fucking 2 Chainz, Meek Mill, and Trinidad James in your car, man.
You know what, brother? That's the main reason why I snatched out of what's called the conscious community.
Yeah.
Like, I go to it to bring the captives out.
Exactly.
I go into it to reach people, to get them out. But you know what? I believe a big trick was in what they labeled this conscious community. Once you get in it, you realize your evolution kind of stops.
Exactly.
You reach the conscious community, and it's like, okay, now it's about just, I call it a big pep rally.
Yeah.
Because what it is you got a bunch of teachers that regurgitate information. The information never evolves.
No,
we never get
the same.
You know what I'm saying? It's
that's what had me leave Professor Griff alone. You know what I mean? Because I mean, we understand the fuckery that's going on in hip hop, the satanic rituals and shit, and the coonery that's going on at a high level with the Black Boule. But damn, I mean, he's been talking about that since what? Yeah. 2009?
Like, tell me what to do to save my soul from this shit, because we all got to die one day. And we know that reincarnation is real, people. If you're listening to this channel, I can assume that you're on a level of knowledge where you're not believing in no burning and no hell and no streets of gold and no heaven. So since we know that reincarnation is the true hell, we should be figuring out how to escape this damn matrix,
exactly.
People.
That is the #1 goal. Anybody who is really on this enlightenment tip, that should be your #1 goal, man. Getting back to the cosmic creator and understanding what our Kemetic ancestors and ancestors all over the world knew, because guess what? There's mummies on every single continent.
Come on.
There's pyramids on every single continent. There's serpent gods on every single continent. So at one point, before these male-dominated religions were concocted by the beast, we were all on the same page, people.
No matter what continent you was on, the knowledge was the same. You know, the Indians had the feather in their heads in America. The Egyptians had the feather too. They even said that your heart need to be light as the feather. You go around even on the Asian continent, you got massive structures and pyramid structures. You got the same thing being taught. And every continent you go to, you realize that spirituality became religion. So the spirituality of this land turned into Christianity. The spirituality of the motherland turned into Islam, because what you're calling the Middle East and all of that area is really Africa. And then the spirituality of Asia became Buddhism. So what was once divine spirituality that brought the whole planet together with the universe, the cosmic creator, it now divides us with religion.
Religion. And that's to divide the people up. You know what I mean? Anything starting with an E, redundancy, retardation, remedial, reject, you know what I mean? Renounce, R-E, there we go, etymology again. You know what I mean? Etymology again, man. The English language itself is a curse, man. If you can, start studying numerology, etymology, man, and just ancient history. Because our ancestors, I'm telling you right now, they knew how to escape. They knew how to make their souls escape to the fifth dimension out of this matrix, and it was their heart chakra, because there's a wormhole in the heart chakra. That's why the mummification priest took all the organs out of the body and put them in glass cases, and they left the heart in, because our soul needed time to go from the pineal gland through the heart chakra stargate through to the fifth dimension. And that could only happen if your heart was light as a feather.
And without that, what happens to us? This automatic reincarnation?
There's only one other option. And that's reincarnation, man.
It's deep, people. See, all of this stuff, you have the option, if I'm not mistaken, to tell them how you want, upon your death, what you want done with your body, right?
Oh yeah.
So people that's listening to this, there you go. There's some divine knowledge to know, man.
And instead of us going back to that, you want to sign up on your driver's license and say, yeah, I'm an organ donor. Well, let me tell you something about that. Over 10,000 black Americans in America go missing every year. Why is the number staying the same? People, they're kidnapping you for your organs, because melanated organs work the best. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization, so our DNA can match any other race's DNA. So any rich white person who needs a liver, who needs a heart, who needs a spleen or a kidney can get one from you easily. Okay? This is deep, dude.
And these people also understand that by consuming blood of babies, it reverses aging. So we wonder, like, the damn Queen of England is the same woman she was centuries ago. People, they just recycling bodies.
The missing kids. Look up how many kids go missing in this country every year. The draconians and the greys underground are kidnapping kids and eating them. Because why would they want flesh that's been poisoned with the bullshit the government gives us for all our lives? They don't want poisoned bodies. They want what's living and what's fresh. And if you look up something called the black-eyed children, the Greys are kidnapping white women and putting their semen into their bellies, and they're giving birth to gray/human hybrids.
And I saw that you right, and they look scary as hell too. They look weird. You know something, brother? I want to go somewhere with this, because I see something that's going on in the conscious community that really concerns me. Now, how do we get from the protesting phase, like a lot of my leaders I looked up to in the past were Khalid Muhammad, Amos Wilson, your more revolutionary protesting people. Basically what I'm trying to say is there has to be balance. Ain't nothing wrong with looking at like your great revolutionary speakers that, you know, throw their fists up in the air. Power to the people. Exactly. We love that. But we also got to go back to learning the teachings of the Egyptians and getting into some of that deep wisdom that the pharaohs that we practice. In other words, there have to be some protesting knowledge along with some deep spiritual stuff and rituals that we need to get into to be helping our souls too.
Exactly. That's all part of being a balanced, holistic individual. You see what I'm saying? If you come to me or my brother here, we could talk about a whole different variety of different subjects, because we're over time we our minds opened up and we became holistic people. The word holy means to be separate, to separate. Why would that be? Because the true holy people would separate him or herself from the people trapped in the matrix going down with Saturn, Satan. That's what holy is all about. Holy has nothing to do with the Jesus, aka Serapis figure that you want to worship. It has nothing to do with the Quran or the Bible or the Torah or the black cube in Mecca. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? The word holy means to separate. And for us to separate ourselves from Satan's system, we have to take it step at a time, and we have to detach from the system, man. And the first way for us to do that, like I said in the lecture before, you got to get away from the media, throw your cable box in the trash, okay? And come together as one, as a united front.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because we are not black. We're not lacking anything. We're melanated, okay? Our bodies are full of carbon, full of liquid diamond, full of electromagnetic energy. We need to come together with that electromagnetic energy and use it as a divine force to free ourselves from this matrix and to free ourselves out of Satan's system.
And I can tell y'all that it's so real, man. Ever since I've changed and became enlightened and start eating better and practicing certain meditations and stuff, I've been lucid dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
I've been going to sleep at night dreaming, and I know I'm dreaming. So inside the dream, I start exploring and stuff. Yeah. But it don't last long because I'm still a baby at it. You find yourself in fear. You realize what you're doing, and you wake up and stuff. But I know based on that our minds are infinite and that we are living in a multi-dimension reality. You are a multi-dimensional being. You ain't just existing on this earth right now. So if you just get caught up into stuff on this earth, you ignoring the whole other aspects of yourself, people.
Exactly.
We got to go within. It's okay to get involved. And our people suffering right now, black people. We got to go out here and stand up for what's right and protest against the powers that be. But when you go back home at night, you should be clearing your mind, meditating so you can get ready to go back out there and fight the war the next day. It got to be balanced, y'all. You got to have a spirituality.
Exactly.
Most of us, when we wake up and become conscious and we realize religion is false, we lose our concepts of spirituality.
The corrupt church system, which is a 60 trillion, no, not 60 trillion, I believe 15 to 20 trillion dollar industry.
Damn.
It's all a sham.
Damn.
As soon as we detach from that, we detach from the Jewish-owned sports leagues, and we detach from the Jewish-owned media, music / entertainment industries. Like I said, this whole country will cease to exist. They don't have the power. We have the power, people. It's in us.
Preach, my brother.
Okay? We set the tone for every single other race or group of people on every side of the planet.
I totally agree.
It starts with us first.
It starts with us, people. So the moment we wake up and we get our heads out of our ass, we can impact the planet in a positive way. Because they've been using us to impact the planet to keep us separated with negative energy, people.
The only reason Muammar Gaddafi was taken out of power is because he was going to come together with leaders in Africa and create a golden currency that would have struck and destroyed the American currency and reduced it to nothing but dirt. Okay?
Damn.
That's the only thing, that's the only reason that Muammar Gaddafi was taken out of power. Okay?
He had the most gold on the planet during his time.
Oh yeah, it's all about resources. George Bush talking about weapons of mass destruction. We have the weapons of mass destruction. Ain't no weapons of mass destruction in the Middle East. I'll tell you what Saddam Hussein had. He had oil and he had a certain kind of silver that they're using for the new smartphones to track you people. Okay?
Damn, that's deep.
That's what was over there in the Middle East. Okay?
You know what? Everywhere these crackers go, starting conflict is something else of some importance. That's just like when they went down there to the Congo, when they left AIDS became prevalent, then we found out that it's a certain type of titanium that you can only get in the Congo.
And next, it's Ebola. Now, and Ebola was a farce because they just wanted the Chinese out of the Congo. Ebola was a big sham to get the Chinese out of Congo, and Obama, listen up people, Obama was put in office for a program called AFRICOM.
Yes.
AFRICOM.
I spoke on that, my brother.
Yep.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a lecture just on AFRICOM. You know what? I told the people about the AFRICOM policy. Make it so deep. The moment Obama got in office, he passed the AFRICOM policy within 1 month. Of being in office. And you know what's so deep about it, people? They had the AFRICOM policy on the table for years, but they couldn't pass it with a white president. So you want to know why we got a black president? You know how, listen, do you know how it would have looked for Bush or a white president to pass the AFRICOM policy? It wouldn't have looked too good. They had to do this with a black man.
And guess what? You people, you Christians and Zionists who still think that Jerusalem bullshit is some kind of holy land, y'all better wake the hell up. Like I said, holy means separate. What is separate about the land of Israel from the rest of the planet? It's a deserted wasteland.
I keep telling them that.
The continent with the most resources, the most oil, the most gold, silver, platinum, titanium, uranium, diamonds. It's all in Africa,
people.
Africa is the holy land. Period. Point blank.
Where all life started, where all resources started.
So the battle of Armageddon is going to be the battle over who controls Africa. Period. Point blank.
Now y'all see why Brother Sanchez keep telling you, if the world was a car, Africa would be the steering wheel.
Yep. Absolutely.
You see? Ain't nothing. What's holy about that dried up desert?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You know what? You know something I want to touch on that's kind of off subject right quick, my brother?
What's up?
When we say Africa, the letter A shapes like a pyramid. Now the word Africa starts with the A and end with the A. I kind of want to throw you on a loop. I don't know if you really know much about this, but I heard that a lot of places in the earth that start and begin with the A is some kind of hidden wisdom there, like.
Well, they actually threw us off with the name Africa because technically, like, if you go back to etymology, the word Africa means cave dweller. The word Al-Kebilon was given to us by our Arab oppressors.
Yes. Yep.
So the real name for this African continent is called Afuraka. It's called Afuraka, and it was named by the Zulu warriors. It's called Afuraka, and the A on every single continent around the globe starts with an A because our Moorish ancestors built pyramids across the globe to keep this planet's electromagnetic energy intact. Because the pyramids were supposed to be a source to project our souls out of this planet's matrix, out of this planet's atmosphere, so we can be magnetized in the Stargate in the SUN to go to Sirius Sun C and to go to the fifth dimension, people. When that doesn't happen, and there's chemtrails and there's other kind of poisons in our body that magnetize us to this earth, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep reincarnating with the earth. If I chop down a tree, the tree is going to die off, and it's going to become rich soil, and out of that soil, when the water comes down and enriches the soil again, it's going to come back as new life, people. Reincarnation is physical realness, people.
It is. We see it before our eyes.
It's not no hocus pocus, man. So,
and you know something deep, bro, I want to plug in. I don't mean to cut you off, man.
Good.
When you say every continent starts with the A, and most of them ends with the A. Like this continent,
it's all feminine.
It's all feminine. And as above, so below. So when we talk about the Americas, starting with an A, ending in an A. Then you go over to the continent of Asia, same thing. You can move up even to Antarctica.
Yep.
You can go to Alaska.
Yep.
You can go all around the world, and you'll see that A either it's going to be at the beginning, or it's going to be at the beginning and the end, or just the end.
That's why I think Atlantis was never called Atlantis. It was always called Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
And when you say Cuba, there go to your A at the end.
Yep.
When you say Allah.
Yep. And see, those people over there are so brainwashed. That's a feminine name, but they think it's masculine. See what I'm saying?
Allah.
And Allah comes from Mayat, who is the universal God of balance and the feminine God of balance.
Sure is. You're teaching them something now. And another thing about that, the whole term when you say AH, when you feeling good and you feeling relaxed, what you say, when you drink a fresh cup of water and it's cold going down your throat and you say, that's feminine. That's the sound of bliss, of relaxation.
Exactly.
And if you look around the world, everything ends with that. Even when you say Buddha, Allah. And when you say Jesus, guess what you say? Jehovah.
Exactly.
You know, everything goes right back to that feminine state of bliss from which all things were started.
So even when they tried to invoke male domination throughout spirituality, you know what I mean, throughout the globe, it still found a way to evolve itself back to the feminine energy.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
People, the Elohims are pulling us back. They're pulling us back in every which way, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So we got to get back on track, man, with the spiritual cosmic creator and our ancestors, man.
Because when we talk about the Elohims, the feminine way to say that would be Eloha. And when you go to Hawaii, Aloha. And them people still doing dances and rituals and stuff. They pulling us back, brother.
Oh, yeah.
I love this, man.
Oh, yeah. Basically, I mean, to sum it all up, man, if you just do the research on these three religions, you'll find out when these religions were concocted by the Greeks and the Romans in the Vatican, nothing happened but a whole bunch of people killing each other on the planet, and a bunch of mass incarceration, and a bunch of destruction of nature and chaos. That's all that happened when religion was even concocted.
And you're so right, my brother. The very birth of religion started in bloodshed. The only way you can get these religions on people was to force it on them.
Exactly.
Christians,
the Crusades.
There you go.
The Islam, they're still chopping people's heads off right now. You got to worship Allah, or according to this book, I have to behead you. See what I'm saying? You can see the heads lined it up over there in Damascus, Iraq, and Afghanistan right now as I speak. These Christians, I'm sorry, man, but especially these baby boomer white Christians, man, they really irk me, man. They strike a nerve because they're the most hypocritical. See what I'm saying? They went over to every continent and forced the people to either worship the Bible, or they were given smallpox, or forced to walk on volcanic rock. That's what they did that's what the Spaniards did to all the Polynesians.
And they still even got rituals with that today.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is a ritual. When we understand that everything is a ritual, our eyes are open more. And I'm going to throw you with another ritual. The whole thing about the bull, the guys that when you go down there and they doing the bull fighting. And they got the red rack with the bull coming after that.
Oh, the bull is the El, the original man on this planet.
There you go.
That comes from the El, the Elohim. The original name for the bull is the El. Israel. That's why, you Hebrew Israelites, you guys got to come up with an explanation for this. Your Israel name is Egyptian. IS is Isis, the moon goddess. RA is Ra, the sun god. EL is Elohim, El, the bull god.
You know what?
The earth.
For you doggone Hebrew Israelites out there, you doggone Hebrew Israelites with your dresses on, I'm going to tell you something right now. For you to be bashing Egypt when the very name of your name is Egyptian, That's foolishness. Now break that name down one more time for him, my brother.
IS is Isis, the black mother moon goddess from the macro womb we come from. RA is Ra, the Egyptian sun god that gives life to the planet and every other organism on this planet. EL comes from El, the Elohims, that the bull gods that fertilize this green earth.
Boom! Now what you got to say about that? Take them dresses off and get some knowledge.
And let me get more technical with that. Why, if that, okay, that's an Egyptian name. Why the hell would the Egyptians name the peasant people? The Hebrews were peasant people in Egypt,
Come
right?
on, brother.
Why would they name the peasant people after Egyptian gods?
We're going to pause for a minute and let them think about it.
I don't want to bash on my Hebrew Israelite brothers. I love their energy. I love their unity and their energy because we need that. They just need to understand that their ideology and their information is wrong. It's wrong, plain and simple.
You know what? You know what I got against the brothers? They really bash the women on a level that's unheard of. They they dog the black woman out, man. And they blame her for the problem of everything.
They need to understand that archaeology and forensics and genealogy all proves that the woman is the basic human. Like I said, Hebrew Israelites, if one of your family members gets killed, how do you want that to be solved? If you want to solve the murder, you're going to have to use some kind of science, people. Hello? God works through what? Through science, right?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? We're all a piece of God. If I chop off my finger or my hand, okay, you can look at that and say the cells are still working in there. That's a piece of Jordan, but that's not all of Jordan, right? So we are all a piece of God.
We're the cells of God.
Exactly. So, and that's another thing that the Hebrew Israelites can't understand. They got to get out of that damn book that was created in 1408 by Thomas Arundel, okay, and allowed you to think that the serpent was evil. Let me ask you a question, though. Why in the hell, if Jesus did what he said he did, Hebrew Israelites, why did they wait 1,408 years to write about his greatness? Why is he never mentioned in any Hebrew Torah or any Hebrew book? Okay, where is he? The Romans were people who worshipped Greek gods and Greek titans. If he's doing all these miracles, why didn't they consider him a titan?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
You know
they
what,
would have been calling him Jesus the Titan.
You know what?
Wake up, man.
That is so deep what the brother just said, and that's going to be damn hard for y'all to come and answer that. That's deep stuff.
We sending robots to Mars. Where's his genealogy? Where's the proof he existed? Come on, man.
Where's the proof?
Show me something.
Nobody have it. That's why you got to believe it. You can't know it. Y'all, we got to go. It's been awesome building with y'all. We got to wrap it up here today.
It was a pleasure.